In the summer of 1968, American audiences were confronted with one of the most bizarre, mind-boggling series of all time, The Prisoner. This was no ordinary series, for it dared to probe the boundaries of what television's potential could be. More than 20 years after its initial broadcast, people are still wondering and debating, what is The Prisoner? Week after week, the program's main character, known only as Number 6, was held against his will on a strange, beautiful island known only as the Village.
I suppose you're wondering what you're doing here.
It had crossed my mind. What's it all about?
Sit down and I'll tell you. It's a question of your resignation.
Go on.
The information in your head is priceless. I don't think you realize what a valuable property you've become. A man like you is worth a great deal on the open market.
Who brought me here?
I know how you feel, believe me. And they have taken quite a liberty.
Who are they?
A lot of people are curious about what lies behind your resignation. You had a brilliant career. Your record is impeccable. They want to know why you suddenly left.
Number 6, an ex-secret agent who resigned, tries to escape while his captors attempt to extract the reason for his resignation.
I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
Is it?
Yes, you won't hold me.
It is this conflict that sets the tone for The Prisoner being a classic spy adventure series. But on another level, The Prisoner is the quintessential science fiction series. In the episode ABC, Number 2 invades Number 6's dreams and attempts to discover why he resigned.
His mind is now yours. What do you want from it?
Why he resigned. I believe that he was going to sell out. I want to know what he had to sell and to whom he was going to sell it. We've researched and computed his whole life, and it boils down to 3 people. A, B, and C. He must meet each one of them. We shall then know what would have happened if we had not got to him first.
The props, themes, and futuristic interrogation methods add to the science fiction nature of The Prisoner.
Who is that? Who is that?
It's Dutton. Hello, hello. Are you there?
It's Dutton. Hello, hello. Are you there?
You must stop. You'll damage the brain, then we'll all be...
Stop! Get that man back to the hospital.
Number 6 was about to talk.
Don't you believe it? He'd have died first. You can't force it out of this man. He's not like the others.
I would have made him talk.
The Prisoner was not just ahead of its time. It was also a product of its time. With its roots in the 60s, it is no wonder that The Prisoner is seen as a biting political commentary.
Congratulations.
Come again.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am number 113, and this is my photographic colleague,
Smile.
number 113B. We contribute to the local newspaper, the Tally-Ho, you know.
Drive on.
This is red-hot stuff, you know. Haven't had a candidate of your caliber for ages.
Congratulations.
How are you going to handle your campaign?
No comment.
Intends to fight for freedom at all
Smile.
costs.
In Free for All, the concept of democracy and elections is called into question when Number 6 runs for the office of Number 2. Number 6 runs off an empty platform and is greeted by zealous, robot-like cheers.
In your spare time, if you get it, what will you do? Less work and more play. Thanks.
Game of chess, my dear?
I don't play.
You should learn. We're all pawns, my dear.
In Checkmate, the question of whether we are all pawns in life is explored.
Checkmate.
Too old.
For what?
Escape.
You had a plan?
Everybody has a plan, but they all fail.
Why?
It's like the game. You have to learn to distinguish between the blacks and the whites.
And finally, violent revolution is addressed in the final episode. The Prisoner is not any one type of series. It combines elements from all genres, and the result to behold is an enduring allegory that means something different to each viewer. One of the most often asked questions is, how did The Prisoner become a reality, given the fact that the series managed to break nearly every rule of series television? The idea sprang from one of television's most fertile minds, Patrick McGoohan. It helped that he had become one of America's and Europe's brightest stars in the 60s. McGoohan was so popular, he was offered the role of 007, James Bond, before Sean Connery.
You see,
The roots of The Prisoner begin with McGoohan's smash hit, Danger Man, and later, Secret Agent.
Secret Asian man, secret Asian man, they're giving you a number.
McGoohan was tiring of his role of John Drake, and at the very beginning of filming the first 2 episodes of Secret Agent in color, he quit the series and convinced executive producer Sir Lou Grade to back this new idea. Grade was skeptical of the idea to create a series where the hero did not escape. Grade felt that viewers would revolt at the idea of their hero failing week after week, but finally gave in and trusted that McGoohan's popularity would pull the show through. Both their instincts were correct.
who is number 1?
You are number 6. I am not a number. I am a free man.
Number 6, played by McGoohan, possessed qualities of the hero and the anti-hero. His struggle against being a number reaches its climax in Fallout.
He has revolted, resisted, fought, held fast, maintained, destroyed resistance, overcome coercion. The right to be person, someone, or individual. We applaud his private war and concede that despite materialistic efforts, he has survived intact and secure. All that remains is recognition of a man.
Number 6 is a model human, possessing character and ideals. The foil for Number 6 each episode was the new Number 2. Number 2's role was to extract the reason for Number 6's resignation. If they failed, and they always did, a new Number 2 would take their place.
I'm not an inmate. You can say what you like. You brought me back here. I told you the last time you were using the wrong approach. I do it my way, or you find somebody else.
We never know who and for what side Number 2 works for, and we find out that they'll go to almost any length to get what they want.
Light blue. Fearless. Or are you? Each man has his breaking point, you know, and you are no exception. Ah, you react. Are you afraid of me? What is going on up there? Disgust.
Only 2 Number 2s appeared in more than one episode. Leo McKern appeared in 3, Chimes of Big Ben, Once Upon a Time, and Fallout. Colin Gordon appeared in A, B, and C, and The General. With these exceptions, it was assumed that failure on Number 2's parts meant impending doom.
Number 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everything's under control. No, sir. No problems. Assistance? Oh, no, sir. I can manage. Yes, sir, of course. Be seeing you.
The only character to appear in every episode was the butler. Each episode featured the butler, always silent but forever faithful, working tirelessly for his new master.
Wait. Remove it. I told you to remove it!
Played by Angelo Muscat, the butler represented the little people. You, me, and, in a sense, every man. Thoreau once said, "The mass of men lead quiet lives of desperation, and the butler's silence was a life of quiet desperation."
You too. You're in this plot, aren't you? Oh, yes! Get out! Get out of this house!
In a series that operates on many levels, there is a great deal to notice. The behind-the-scenes stories offer interesting fodder for the fan. The ubiquitous bicycle displayed on badges, helicopters, canned goods, and taxis was a symbol of progress. McGowan thought that man's technological advances, we are outstripping our ability to cope with them. The penny farthing bicycle was a symbol to slow down the wheels of progress. There was a lot of information and misinformation given as to where the village was located.
Where are we, Nadia?
Lithuania. Curfew time. 1 minute.
Lithuania.
60 seconds.
On the Baltic. That means making for West Germany, Denmark. It's 300 miles at least.
Oh, no, it doesn't mean it.
Why not?
Even nearer, in Poland, Danzig. Will you take me with you? Will I be safe?
I can't answer for the British authorities, for either of us.
Can you answer for you?
I give you my personal guarantee, for whatever that's worth.
30 miles, that's all. Yes, that's how far we are from the Polish border.
In many happy returns, the village is said to be off the coast of Morocco.
Somewhere about here.
Coast of Morocco, southwest of Portugal and Spain.
Might be an island.
And in Fallout, the village appears to be at the end of a tunnel leading to the A20 in Kent. The mystery of the village was twofold. The village was actually a resort whose architect, Chloe Williams Ellis, made the use of the resort conditional on its location being kept secret until filming was over. The other reason was the location of the village could be anywhere, and maybe everywhere. In the final episode, the village is revealed to be in North Wales. George Markstein was a close collaborator of McGowan's. He maintained that the village existed in real life, where real secret agents were kept after World War II. He appears as the man behind the desk during the opening credits. Markstein was a former reporter on British intelligence during World War II. McGowan's production company was Everyman's Films Limited. It has been suggested that the name chosen for his company was a side reference to the medieval morality play Every Man, which is an allegorical study of mankind. The famous sports car in the opening sequence is Lotus 7, a model introduced in 1957 and discontinued in 1982.
KAR 120C. What's the engine number?
Do tell me.
461034TZ.
Marvelous.
I know every nut and bolt and cog. I built it with my own hands.
Then you're just the man I want to see. I've been having a good deal of overheating in traffic. Perhaps you'll care to advise me.
One of heavy metal's biggest bands, Iron Maiden, have paid homage to the prisoner more than once. In their album Power Slave, there is a track entitled Back in the Village. In another album called The Number of the Beast, a song entitled The Prisoner begins with the opening soundtrack of the television series.
Be seeing you.
Be seeing you.
The special hand signal used as a salute was once used by the ancient Christians, the sign of the fish.
Be seeing you.
balloon-like rover was the most expensive special effect in The Prisoner. McGowan needed a menacing enforcer for the series and looked up for divine inspiration. What he saw was an 8-foot weather balloon, which is what Rover actually was.
Turn back!
McGowan was one of the first stars to share in the profits of a series. Each episode was budgeted at $187,500, while McGowan's salary was $5,000 per episode. Ron Grainer composed the opening theme music to The Prisoner after McGowan, who did not write music, whistled the tune. Grainer's other credits include theme music for Doctor Who and Tales of the Unexpected. Several episodes underwent last-minute name changes. Once Upon a Time was originally entitled Degree Absolute. Checkmate, A Queen's Pawn. A, B, and C had gone under 2 different names, Play in 3 Acts and 1, 2, and 3. The Prisoner was initially conceived to be only 7 episodes. ITC's Lou Gray tried to convince McGowan to produce 26 episodes, a number easy to syndicate. After a great deal of compromise, they agreed to 17 episodes. The following episodes are the original episodes McGowan envisioned. 1. Arrival. 2. Free-for-all. 3. Dance of the Dead. 4. Checkmate. 5. The Chimes of Big Ben. 6. Once Upon a Time. 7. Fallout.
Good day, number 6.
Number what?
6. For official purposes, everyone has a number. Yours is number 6.
I am not a number. I am a person.
6 of one, half a dozen of another.
Many people have wondered why the main character was called number 6. Why not number 4 or some other number? McGowan never liked to give answers, but he has said that 6 is the only number when turned upside down is something else. Of course, there are other theories. 666 represents the devil. In numerology, the number 6 represents ambivalence and equilibrium. Part of the reason The Prisoner has maintained popularity for so long is that many issues have been debated by prisoner aficionados. These are just some of the most controversial and most potent fodder for the debate mill.
Good night. But I have not seen you before this evening.
No, how sad.
Why not?
Because I've only just arrived.
Oh, good. Then you will not be leaving yet, Mr.
Ryder, Max Ryder.
I know. You are Gertie's friend.
Patrick McGowan quit his role as John Drake in Secret Agent to take on the role of number 6 in The Prisoner. Many people believe that John Drake is number 6. George Markstein has stated for the record that number 6 was John Drake, while McGowan said he was not. In The Girl Who Was Death, a character named Potter was also a confidant of Drake's in Secret Agent. Potter was played by the same person in both series.
Chin up, Potter.
McGowan has tried to discourage this debate, but today, the controversy still rages. In 1968, the United States was gripped in the throngs of the Vietnam War. Timothy Leary was busy telling people to tune in, turn on, and drop out. Draft cards were burned, and the entire nation was positioned for change. Nixon started his enemy list. This was the milieu in which The Prisoner came to television. The Prisoner thoughtfully explored the ideas of revolt. One episode hit too close to home for the censors, and that was Living in Harmony. This was the only episode internally censored by the television network. The official reason given for the censorship was that this episode portrayed characters under the influence of hallucinogenic drugs. This violated broadcast standards. This is simply not credible. Mind-altering drugs were prominently featured in A, B, and C, The Schizoid Man, A Change of Mind, and Once Upon a Time, yet these were not censored. The more credible reason is the subversive nature of this episode. In the environment of a country torn by the ethics of a military draft, the allegory of Number 6 refusing to bear arms for harmony's sake proved too much for the network.
I'm not for hire.
You turned in your badge?
And my gun.
What were your reasons?
My reasons.
You've already taken the job. With?
With whom?
Look, I'm offering you a job. Harmony's a good town. Run smooth and peaceful. Now, let's be friendly.
Red 2. On the black 3.
Think it over.
I already have.
And?
I'm moving on.
When you change your mind, I'll be here.
The fact that Living in Harmony is set in the ethereal American West and not the Village made this episode seem the most American. It is ironic that this episode was not seen in the U.S. until the next decade. Is the prisoner subversive? This debate is one of the most interesting questions to consider. There are good arguments for each of two camps. The radical camp believes that the prisoner is a call for the ultimate political action revolution. And the other camp believes that the prisoner is an artistic, creative description for the conflict between the individual and society. This conflict is expressed by Number 2 in Once Upon a Time.
Society.
Yes, sir.
Society is a place where people exist together.
Yes, sir.
That is civilization.
Yes, sir.
The lone wolf belongs to the wilderness.
Yes, sir.
You must not grow up to be a lone wolf.
No, sir.
You must conform.
Yes, sir.
It is my sworn duty to see that you do conform.
Yes, sir.
You will take 6.
6.
Of the best.
I'm not guilty, sir.
10.
12. What? 12, sir. So that I can remember.
Society seeks conformity.
We will tell you what to say. They're right, of course.
They're right, of course.
Quite right.
Quite right.
I'm inadequate.
I'm inadequate.
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 Disharmonious.
Disharmonious.
I'm truly grateful.
I'm truly grateful.
Believe me.
Believe me.
Believe me. Believe me. Believe me.
Believe me.
Believe me. Believe me. Believe me. Believe me.
Believe me.
Believe me. Believe me. Believe me. Number 6. Enter.
I take it you have completed the written questionnaire of confession?
Of course. Naturally.
Please do not be hostile to the committee. We are here to help you.
Do please sit down. Tell us about yourself.
I take it you've checked my file regarding hostility?
Your files are no concern of ours. Any information about you is with Number 2.
Well, it is the duty of this committee to deal with complaints.
Complaints?
Your complaints.
Well done. I have several.
You realize a serious charge has been leveled against you, particularly regarding your attitude to your fellow citizens. We deplore your spirit of disharmony.
That's a common complaint around here, isn't it?
I would counsel discretion, Number 6.
You do appreciate that everything you say is being recorded.
And may be used as evidence against me.
This is a strictly impartial committee.
Number 6, you are not called before this committee to defend yourself.
All we ask is for your complete confession.
I'm sure you will cooperate, Number 6. Gentlemen, it's time. I think we are all more than ready for a tea break. The group and medical reports will be considered in full at the resumed hearing of this committee.
Number 6, throughout the series, holds on to his individuality against the resources of the powers that be.
Ah, my dear. Number 86 has had valuable experience with the committee.
As a member?
I suffered the shame of being posted. Disharmonious.
How terrible for you.
The hearings were fair and just. I was at fault. Oh, but this is irrelevant. With your permission, sir, number 6 has a busy schedule. First, the social group, then the medical.
Of course. Do carry on.
Well, no time for tea?
No, only your future.
First, your frivolous attitude towards the committee. Most dangerous. The hearings are televised. That is why your behavior is so important. You stand before the entire community. The social group is your one hope. Fortunately, I, too, have been attached to the group.
Most fortunate, yes.
Oh, please, you must try to cooperate.
I will.
Join in with the group spirit.
Naturally.
Only they can help you with the committee.
Naturally.
Come, we are already overdue.
Females.
No time for tea.
If that woman makes one mistake...
We could lose number 6. Did you hear that? Lose him.
There can be no mitigation. We all have a social obligation to stand together.
I don't contest the validity of the complaint. My point is...
No exceptions! All right. You say you're a poet, but you were composing when you failed to hear number 10's greeting.
Neglect of social principle.
Poetry has a social value.
He's trying to divide us.
His intentions are obvious. To stop us from helping this unfortunate girl.
You're trying to undermine my rehabilitation. Disrupt my social progress.
Strange talk for a poet.
Reactionary!
Rebel!
Disharmonious!
Rebel! Reactionary!
Rebel!
Disharmonious!
Rebel!
Reactionary!
The radical interpretation sees the prisoner as a blueprint to resist and rebel against authority.
Relax, fellow, relax.
Are you his keeper?
So excited, all of you, rushing and shouting.
Have you ever been in there?
Not in there. That's odd. Not odd, please. Different, maybe.
Different?
I'm one of the lucky ones. The happy ones. I was unmutual.
The fellow analysis report submitted by the social group leaves us no choice. We are bound to classify you as unmutual. We must warn you that if any further complaint is lodged against you, it will be necessary to propose you for the treatment known as instant social conversion.
Your attention, please. Here is an important announcement. Number 6 has been declared unmutual until further notice. Any unsocial incident involving number 6 should be reported immediately to the Appeals Subcommittee.
Number 6 struggles and fights against every institution society has to offer. His method is his iron will and culminates in a violent machine-gunning revolutionary orgy in Fallout. Remember, this was not a college sociology course, but a network television series. Certainly one of a kind. Does number 6 escape? McGowan crafted a series that defied easy answers, and the contradictions were difficult to synthesize. That is why debate is so rich. If freedom is a myth, can one ever escape? The final episode ends as it began, with the same exact sequence. This suggests that number 6 is going to start the whole process again. One cannot ever escape the reality of existential conflict. The prisoner may get out of the village, but the real prison is society. Since we are not sure that number 6 won't end up back in the village, we are not sure if his escape is real. The other side of the debate believes that freedom is a never-ending struggle.
This session is called in a matter of democratic crisis. And we are here gathered to resolve the question of revolt. We desire that these proceedings be conducted in a civilized manner, but remind ourselves that humanity is not humanized without force, and that errant children must sometimes be brought to book with a smack on their backside. We draw your attention to the regrettable bullet. The community is at stake, and we have the means to protect it.
The Assembly is now in security.
Number 6 is presented to you.
We understand he survived the ultimate test.
Indeed.
Then he must no longer be referred to as number 6 or a number of any kind.
He has gloriously vindicated the right of the individual to be individual. And this assembly rises to you, sir.
Number 6 finally is called something other than a number. This is certainly a victory, and it might be a symbol of freedom. McGowan might believe that political freedom is a myth, as we see in Free For All. But psychological freedom, the freedom to think, to exert one's will, is an ongoing lifetime struggle.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
On behalf of us all, we thank you. And now I take it that you are prepared to meet number 1.
Every episode began...
Who is number 1? You are number 6.
Number 1 is number 6 himself. We are given clues. Every episode showed number 6's home address to be 1 Buckingham Palace. Then in Fallout, number 6 confronts the mask of number 1.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own. I
There is a dual nature of man. The animal instincts, which is aggressive, evil, and the other side of man, the intelligence and creative side. The dual nature of man and the problems that arise are sketched on the blackboard in Once Upon a Time.
Even as a child, there is something in your brain that is a puzzlement. I intend to discover it. A find missing link. When I found it, I will refine it and tune it, and you will play our game. We put it together. And if I fail, then
Failure to resolve this conflict will result in upheaval and self-destruction. Man must find the missing link between ape and man, between good and evil, aggression and intelligence. The end of the world. Is The Prisoner an apocalyptic statement about the end of the world?
Pop goes the weasel. Pop, 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 pop. Protect.
People don't protect.
Protect other
Protect other people.
Why, Pop?
Why?
Why, Pop?
Why?
Why?
Why, Pop? Why, Pop?
Goes the weasel.
Why? That's the way the money is. Why, Pop? Why, Pop? Why, Pop? Why? Why?
In the alternate version of the chimes of Big Ben, discovered and released on video, the world and universe explodes as Pop fills the screen. McGowan did not have faith in science and technology. Will science destroy man? It has been suggested that the control room in Fallout could be the area to launch a nuclear strike, and number 6 does press the button.
Confirm contact priority. Contact priority. Danzig. Contact control. Contact control. Emergency contact. Contact control. Emergency. The animal nature within us could lead to Pop. This aggressiveness, coupled with technological advancements, is what may lead to the destruction of the world. The prisoner deals with the fact that as society matures, our individualism is stripped from us. We are becoming numbers. It is no wonder that in the village, no one has a name. Society cannot tolerate the individual, but number 6 shows us the way. You still have a choice.
Number 2
You can still salvage your right to be individuals, your rights to truth and free thought. Reject
this false world of number 2. Reject it now!
Education. The prisoner has something to say about all of society's institution. In the general, the educational process is the target.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of another successful edition of SpeedLearn. Our thanks to the professor and our congratulations to the general.
Speed learning, or programming, is not learning.
You don't believe it? A university-level degree in 3 minutes.
It's improbable.
But not impossible.
Nothing's impossible in this place.
You should enroll number 6. You'll find the professor most interesting.
Really?
With an extraordinary range of knowledge.
The only subject that I'm interested in is getting away from this place.
Exactly.
Learning by rote does not teach people how to think.
What happened in 1878?
1878, Eastern Romania was declared an autonomous province of the Turkish Empire.
Word perfect, eh? Best of luck with the exams.
When was the Treaty of Adrianople?
September 1829.
What happened in 1830?
Greek independence was guaranteed.
By whom?
By Russia, France, and Britain.
Who was Frederick of Augustenburg?
Bismarck's ally against the Danes under Prince Christian of Glücksburg. Frederick, like the Bundesstaat, had never adopted the Treaty of London in 1852. He, like Bismarck, was not...
Only one thing can save the educational process.
Allow me to introduce the general.
All the professor's own work. He gave birth to it and loves it with a passionate love. Probably hates it even more. That mass of circuits, my dear fellow, is as revolutionary as nuclear fission. No more wastage in schools, no more tedious learning by rote. A brilliantly devised course, delivered by a leading teacher, subliminally learned, checked, and corrected by an infallible authority.
There is a question that the general cannot answer.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, Professor. Thank you. With your permission.
What was the question?
It's insoluble. For man or machine.
What was it?
W-H-Y. Question mark.
Why?
Why?
The prophecy. If there are answers to what the prisoner means, they are probably contained in the final episode, Fallout. One may ask, was Number 6 some sort of modern-day prophet? Throughout the series, Number 6 led by example. He was different from others in the village, special. His will was iron and spirit pure. And like all the biblical prophets before him, he rebelled against norms of society. The prophetic nature of the prisoner can be seen by examining the song Dry Bones, sung by number 48 in Fallout.
Well, Ezekiel cried down, dry bones, Ezekiel cried down, dry bones, Ezekiel cried down, dry bones, now hear the word of the Lord. Ezekiel connected them, dry bones, Ezekiel connected them, dry bones, Ezekiel connected them, dry bones, now hear the word of the Lord. Bone, your toe bone connected to you, foot bone, your foot bone connected to you, heel bone, your heel bone connected to you, ankle bone, your ankle bone connected to you, leg bone, your leg bone connected to you, knee bone, your knee bone connected to you, thigh bone, your thigh bone connected to you, hip bone, your hip bone connected to you, backbone, your backbone connected to you, shoulder bone, your shoulder bone connected to you, neck bone, your neck bone connected to you, head bone, hip, hip.
And hear the word of the Lord.
The song actually refers to the prophet Ezekiel in the Old Testament. Ezekiel goes into the valley of dry bones, and the Lord asks him to bring these bones to life and form an exceedingly large army.
Collarbone's connected to the neck bone, and the neck bone's connected to the head bone. Now hear that word of the Lord. Number 48! Them bones gonna walk around, them bones gonna walk around. Number 48! Them bones, them bones, them dry bones, them bones, them bones, them dry bones, them bones.
Number 6 is the prophet trying to get the masses of men who are like dead, dry bones to come to life. He wants to have everyone become an army of free men, to breathe life into their robot-like existence.
Information.
The Prisoner series has endured, and like its counterparts in print, 1984 and A Brave New World, its popularity shall survive into the next century. Any work of art that achieves devoted following must speak to something basic in the human condition. It is rare indeed that the Prisoner could address the problems of scientific advancement, individual rights, psychological and political freedom, and still be an entertaining television series. There never has been another television series like The Prisoner, and there may never be another one. Be seeing you.